Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest. Today, we're going to be talking about Light Selection Quest Mission number 10. Now, I will be doing another video separately when the missions are released for 7, 8, 9, and 10, since those are going to be the most difficult missions in the batch. But I did want to talk specifically about some strategies for Light Selection Quest Mission number 10, because there are some definite, I wouldn't say cheese strategies, but some very effective strategies that you are going to be able to utilize. Let's go ahead and dig in. Now, there are a couple things to know going into this video that are very important. The first is that Diablos, his most powerful attack, is a range height 0 AoE height 1 attack. It decreases magic resistance, and in his final form, it's a 300% modifier attack that can hit a 3x3 square. Now, his first form is going to be a 200% modifier attack, but let's be honest, you just don't want to get hit by this. Now, another thing to know is that 3 behemoths are going to spawn in the third wave, and those behemoths do have access to the instant death attack. And not only do they have access to it, they actually have an increased chance of being able to proc instant death against you. However, this attack has a range height of 1, as you can see down here. And in fact, you can see all of the behemoth's attacks are either range height 0 or range height 1. So coming into this guide, probably the biggest thing you need to understand is that you are going to be able to clear this mission without level 99 units as long as you can understand and manipulate ranged height appropriately. And for that reason, I have on here what I call the Holy Square of Protection. Now, you can see the Holy Square of Protection is in blue, and it outlines this entire space here. Now, the reason this is important is this is your safety zone. Now, the other ledges are all the same, but the top ledge is not the same. You can see it has range height 0 on both sides, and it has range height 1 and 2 stepping up. No other edge, right, is going to be like that. So it's a very unique position, and because of the hitboxes of Diablos and Behemoth being that they have to move into a 4 square area, right? Because they take up 4 square hitboxes, you are able to actually block off the Holy Square protection by planting 2 units here and 1 unit up here. Right here at 6-2 and 7-2. And as long as you have units in those positions, these enemies are not going to be able to hit you. They will be able to hit you with ranged height 2 attacks, but they are not going to be able to hit you with their most powerful abilities or instant death you at all. So that's kind of the first thing to understand, is that if you understand how the Holy Square of Protection actually protects you when you have your units in it, you're going to be almost set. The other thing to understand is all of our units have ranged height 2 based attacks. Almost every single spell in the game is a ranged height 2 based attack, so you are going to be able to attack the enemies while receiving mild attacks the other way around. There are some cases where if Diablos moved to, for example, a side position like right here, he could cast on this square and clip one of your units with his most powerful attack. But clipping a unit with his most powerful attack and clipping your entire team with the most powerful attack and magic resistance down 30% is a huge difference. Now, not only does this Holy Square of Protection protect you, but if you have access to level 99 Fina, which almost everybody in the game does, you have a way to almost completely devastate your opponents. Let's go ahead and pull it up here. You can see here, this is the Behemoth Phase, and this is basically universal for the Diablos phase as well. But there's basically 3 bait positions, right? Because you have range height 2 and range height 1 down here on both sides, so you can bait the behemoths this way. You could also bait the behemoths up here by maybe moving a unit into the range height 4 position on like the opposite side. A lot of this is going to be kind of intuitive, and you're going to have to kind of play it by ear, but you're basically going to want to be luring the behemoths into Fina's range of attack. So you're going to set range attack up on Fina, and you can literally just plink to death the behemoths or Diablo slowly over time while you're healing yourself or while you're buffing, or you can kind of like launch your units forward, kill a behemoth while the other two are trying to like path back here. Right? You could plant a unit right here. You could plant a unit right here. They're still going to be protected from the instant death by the behemoths because it's range height 2. And the behemoths have no way to get to range height 1 in this situation to actually use the instant death attack. So you can bait safely the behemoths right here. They will probably come running around here, or you can move down even more to try and bait their AI forward a little bit more. And then you can run back and either, you know, nuke a behemoth in the center. You know, it's going to be a lot of AI playing, but it is a very safe way to beat this. And if you have units who are not level 99 or not fully maxed out, this could be a very effective way for you to get all of the objectives and actually clear the mission. Now, a couple other things to know about here. One of the mission objectives is to not acquire a crystal from a dead opponent. Now, how do you go about doing this? How do you pull this off? Well, when you're fighting the elementals, when you're fighting the behemoths or Diablos, it's really important that you don't drop the crystals in specific areas in the holy square protection. So I have those areas outlined here. You could get away with dropping one, but if you're dropping 2 crystals in these areas, you are asking for trouble. You are just going to get potentially decimated by the behemoths or by Diablos. So just be aware. You're going to want to drop your crystals probably somewhere on the outside here would be good. You might even just want to let, you know, if you leave it on the range height 5 platform, let Behemoth or Diablos actually get them, just so that you don't have an opportunity to potentially miss the mission while you are doing this. Other things to keep in mind, Diablos does have confusion. So you are going to want to run confusion resistance. You are also going to want to be aware of poison and drain. So the first phase is Diablos. Diablos, of course, has access to single target hit with confusion. It actually might be AoE. Well, actually, let me scroll down here and take a look. Nope, it's single hit. And it is range height 2, so it will be hitting you no matter what. He also has access to AoE gravity, which is AoE height 2, range height 1. So it's important when you're fighting Diablos that you are not right here, right? Because if you're standing right here, he could potentially hit you with gravity if he casts it right here or right there. You're going to want to stand back here, kind of still stopping him from coming down, but also stopping you from getting hit. You are also going to want to be aware the second wave is going to be elementals that use drain. There are going to be 4 dark elementals, and they're basically going to spam drain on you nonstop. Personally, I think this is not the way to get 3 kills at the same time, because I think the second elemental phase would actually be better for that, because I actually think drain is pretty dangerous. So after the behemoth phase, you get the 4th phase, which is 3 dark elementals that spam bio. And the bio is going to be pretty potent. You're just going to have to either run antidotes or run Esuna or something. But I would actually choose to get your kill 3 at the same time here, just because I think it's going to be easier for you. It's going to be a better opportunity, and I think it's going to be less dangerous than trying to finagle 4 different elementals that are casting drain on you. One of the other mission objectives is to get a light element chain 5, or to get a chain 5. I would recommend doing this on the first Diablos if you can do that. He's going to have plenty of HP to do this. If you're too strong for that, you could try and pull it off on a behemoth. I think playing with the behemoth is a little bit risky. I would probably try and do it on the final Diablos. But again, it's just one of those situations where you're like, oh man, it might not work. For the behemoths as well, to spend just a little bit more time talking about them, because I do feel like the behemoths are the most dangerous with their instant death capabilities. Some interesting things with the behemoths that I would say is that they are potentially susceptible to stop. I put susceptible to slow question mark there, but that is actually a mistake. They have 50% slow weakness. So, sorry, oh my God, I just said it again. I literally just said it again. They have 50% stop weakness. Oh my God. Okay, here. I'm actually going to, we'll just take it from WoTV Calc and plant it right there. 50% weakness to stop. Now, this is potentially relevant if you maybe want to land some chains on them, or if you want to freeze their movements. We do have some time mages that are running in this composition that do have access to stop. It could also be a situation where, you know, maybe you need this. Maybe you have like 2 behemoths, or you're out of position, or maybe you want to bait one behemoth down into the safe area, stop them, and kill them one at a time. That is also a potentially viable strategy. So things to think about, different ways to kind of manipulate the odds here. If you're trying to run some type of an evasion composition or countering Diablos, he does only have 10% resistance to blind. He has a lot of resistances to everything else. So you could run Mariel and kind of try and run like Vistral Mariel and run an evade composition. I'm actually a little bummed out with Vistral. I actually think Vistral is not a unit you want to take. I actually think Phoebe EX is a better choice if you have access to her, because I know a lot of people have access to her. But Phoebe EX's stats just like pummel Vistrals into the ground. So I would definitely lean more heavily into Phoebe than I would Vistral. You do have the problem with Phoebe, though, that Phoebe's dark element resistance is more severe. So she does have a natural weakness to dark that is stronger than the other MR units. She also has a weakness to magic, which is not good. So my plan with Phoebe, I didn't put confusion resistance on Phoebe. I didn't build for dark resistance or magic resistance. My goal with her is to have her in this back spot back here. I want her in the back spot. She's not going to be anywhere near Diablos or any of the other units. Her sole job is going to be support and heal. And that's kind of how I'm going to work with it. I could put Vistral in, but Vistral lacks access to a lot of range height 2 ability attacks. And since this strategy hinges very powerfully on range height 2 attacks, it was a calculated risk that I did not want to bring him. Some other things that I also am thinking about are kind of what can help you win in this composition. And I think Grace is very powerful. So if you have access to Grace, she has extremely high natural resistances and can tank very effectively. So if you are looking at like baiting Diablos towards you or something like that, I would utilize Grace as a way to bait the opponent. Other than that, you're gonna have to kind of play it by ear and adjust. I hope this strategy is effective for a lot of you. I'm excited to kind of get in and experiment with it. Looking at floors 7, 8, and 9, I think they're going to be difficult, but I don't think they're going to be the end of the world. And shout out to WoTV Calc for putting out these maps now and putting out the spawns and the monster abilities. Like, it's so great to be able to make a video strategizing and theorizing. And yeah, I love it. So thank you so much, Bismarck. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. As always, I'll probably be clearing this on stream later tonight. It's my goal to start my stream a little bit later today, and then I'm actually going to play through until probably about 3 or 4 a.m. when I can actually finish this. So we're going to be up late tonight. Can't wait to see you guys on stream, and have a great rest of your day.